Hello everyone, it's Julie at Craft So Cute and welcome back. Oh, it's good to be back. We were gone from Friday, was it Friday? No, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 4 days. We were in Kentucky just to check on a few things with my youngest daughter, who just recently moved to Kentucky with her and 4 children. And there was some daddy to-do lists. She had, from the time that we moved her in and 2 months later or so, shortly after we left, her dryer had stopped working. And so she has been washing her clothes and stringing up clotheslines all throughout the house to hang up her clothes. So we went and checked on that, but the primary reason was for Victoria's birthday party at Gaddytown. Boy, did she have a fun time. The minute she walked into the house, she hit the bed and she was out, heavily asleep. But it was a success. We got to visit with lots and lots of family. Cried and hugged and kissed and cried and hugged and kissed and everything. And so we're back. And I thought I'd jump right in and get something going in the continuance of the Monday mailers. I know that I'm going to probably have this posted tomorrow, which is Thursday. And I know it's past Monday. It should have been uploaded. I didn't have any time to film before leaving, so I'm filming now, and I'm just going to post it as a post Monday mailer, just so we can get started back into this whole design factor of the using up our mailers that we get in the mail. For those who are especially newbies and don't have a whole lot of income to start crafting, I'm showing that you can actually jump in by using your mailers. Okay? And eyelets you can purchase in these little packets at your Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Hobby Craft or whatever, and they're not expensive, so you can be able to use eyelets. I'm trying to show you things that you can do to delve right in, that for me as a beginner, I just sat and binged watched, because I thought, well, I can't do any of these because I don't have any of those products that most of these veteran crafters, junk journalists, are using. But as time went on, I started playing with just the things that I have. I'm taking what we normally throw away as trash and then turn them into treasures. Okay, so this is a Monday mailers perfect trash to treasure feature that you can then turn around and sell, because we are in the business of upcycling. So laminating paper, they have, if you don't have a laminator, they have them already, what are they called? Self-adhesive laminating sheets or pouches that you can use. This is for the laminating paper that I purchased for my laminating sheet machine that I've had for like over, oh my gosh, 15 years. No, I can't say over 15 years. Maybe about 15 years. And I just took it out this evening, opened out the package and tried it. And I made this laminating, botanical laminating feature for a mailer that we're going to be using as for this cover. So this I wanted to show you. This wasn't covered, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I just wanted to show you that I cut it out. I didn't decorate it because I want to save it for this video. So I want you to get out. It doesn't even have to be the size that I'm making. You can even do a 6-inch journal using these methods, using your mailers. So go ahead and get out your mailers and let's have a fun and play, and let's see, what you come up with, because I'd be excited to see what you guys create. And I have my tools. I've got my little whatever you call this thing, blade cutter, and my pokey tool that my husband purchased for me. I don't think he did it out of guilt, but he, you know, I kept telling him it's disabling not to have specific tools, especially for my hands. To use other things that, like these tiny little pins that I was using in my previous video, these stick pins as a pokey tool, was difficult. It's very hard for me to grip something this tiny and hold it steady, as opposed to something like this, where I can hold it like a pen and I have more of a grip. And so anyhow, I have my rotary cutter because of this, for the sake of my hands. It's easier to use than constantly using a scissor to cut. I use scissors when, you know, when I have to trim up something, or, you know, but if I'm cutting major pieces, I'm using my rotary trimmer. Take out your ruler, bone puller. If you have any score tape, you can take that out. If you don't, take out your glues. And I use art glitter glue. But if you don't have that, like I said, these can get pretty expensive. But I can find this at Walmart, Fabri-Tac. And I use this quite a bit. And this is what I used initially, because this is the only glue that I found through watching the videos that I can afford in my local store, not have to order it online, so we can get started. So this is $9.99 at Walmart. You know, it might be pricey for one bottle, but this thing, little teeny bit, goes a long way. Okay, I've had this thing for, gosh, several months, almost a year. This one bottle. Yeah, that's how much that goes a long way. So I have my napkins, and I removed the tissue from them, but I wanted to show you something. It has some images, light ink images on here, on this, the one that's closest to it. There's 2 plies. This one has no image on it, and I use this for mopping up messes or whatever, so I set that aside. But keep this in your little scrap box, because laying this down with like Mod Podge or some matte medium, once you start laying it down on a piece of paper, these little images come up, but it makes your ephemera, whatever you're using this for, look aged and distressed, but a very faint, you can see a very faint image that's left on this. So keep these and then use that as something that, you know, for a project. Okay, don't throw those away. Don't use it as a mop thing, because if you see that beautiful blue faint flower right there and that stamped image, yeah, you can get those onto a napkin and it'll look really good. Okay, so I've got 2 napkins, and then I've got 2 mailers, which I'm going to show you how I did this, but I'm going to decorate it before I cut the interior out to create this frame. And this is what this image is going to look like slid in. Now, if you don't have any dried flowers or laminating paper, what you can do is take any of your papers that you do have, digital papers that has a beautiful floral feature or any type of feature. You still make the frame and you slide it inside, okay? And you slide it in as a picture element, okay? And that's gonna, this is our cover. And we're gonna, I have 2 of these mailers to do the front and back cover, okay? And then when I'm done decorating the mailer, I took cereal boxes. So don't throw your cereal boxes, cracker boxes, granola boxes, whatever, and just save these because they make perfect chipboard. And what I'm going to do is, once I've decorated it, I'm going to then glue this down onto this board, because once I cut the center out, this will have already been tacked onto this mailer, and it makes a sturdy frame. And I need a sturdy frame for this cover, so it's substantial and it won't break. So we want it to make this mailer thick. Okay, so save your cereal boxes, everyone. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm already 10 minutes in, and I'm hoping it's not going to be another long video, but you know me. Okay, now you can also use, if you have craft card, which I shared in my previous video, you buy 50 sheets of this for $5. It's anywhere from $3 to $5. Okay, but you have 50 of these, so you can use something like this. However, I want something a little more sturdier as a frame, because we'll be opening and closing it, and I think I want something a little bit thicker than this. But if you have this, if you choose to do this, then go ahead. I just wanted to show you. So we will be using these chipboards today. Let me set this aside. Oh, and let me show you. So whatever you're sliding in, whatever, if you don't have the laminating or the dried flowers and you want to make a feature, well, you use a card craft or a cardstock to glue your decorative feature down, and then it's going to be like sort of a tag type situation. That way you could just slide it in here, but it's not a tag. What I'm doing here in this, if I can get it in, is that once I'm finished, I'm going to be putting eyelets in here, as many as I have on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll have 5 eyelets here, and this is going to be my cover feature. And I will string this up like a corset journal using seam binding. Okay. All right. So let's just get started. Let's move this aside. So isn't that just beautiful? These two. Look at how gorgeous that looks. Beautiful, huh? Okay. Let's just set that aside. Set this aside. Get these out of the way. Over to my left. Okay. So my spine is 8 3/4 in height, and it is 2 and about 1, 2, almost 3/4 wide. I want to say just over, let me just see on here, let me give you 1, 2, oh, it's actually 2.5 inches wide. Okay. Okay, so I need to cut this length down to 8 3/4. So I'm going to line this up. Let's see. I want that opening. Let's get this 8 3/4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3/4. 8 here. So how's everybody doing? Happy crafting, I hope. Don't throw these little strips away, because we could use these scraps. Okay, so the one I have made earlier. Okay, dokie. Make sure that's lined up. Yep, 8 3/4. So let's go ahead and get this one cut to 8 3/4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3/4. 8 3/4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3/4. Okay, right here. Okay. Now, generally, when you receive mail, all right, it's already closed on one end, and one side is usually open but for me, I like to cut, when I open up my mail, I cut a sliver off and then pull out my mail, because I know I want to use the whole thing. I don't open it like, you know, from here and tear it off. If this is loose, all I do is just glue that down, okay, which I will do. And so now we need to line this up, and this frame I cut 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, I believe. Let me double check on that. Nope, I was wrong, I lied. 3/4 inch. Okay, I did a 3/4 inch border. So I'm going to now take my pencil Okay, and on my mat, if you have a mat, use your grid, okay? So I am measuring 3/4 in that direction. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3/4. 1, 2, 3, yep. So I'm going to line up my dots. Line up these dots so I can draw a straight line. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yikes, this thing keeps moving. Okay. Here's 3/4 inch. Yeah, this part is like what? Watching paint dry. Sorry about that, but I'm so meticulous when I'm drawing my lines. I guess that has to do with me taking drafting and architecture in high school. Making sure those lines are straight. There we go. Now, oh, excuse me. Now, I'm going to, if you have glue, use your glue, but I'm going to use my score tape to tape down my paper feature. My napkins. I'll let that. So let me. Tape that down along here. And I'm going to cut this off now. I just cut my envelope. Yep, I just cut my envelope a little bit. See? Holding scissors. My hands these days are not very good. Okay. Just lining this up with my score tape, and for those who have score tape, go ahead and use it. Because my mat's warped, that's why this paper keeps shifting. Because my mat does not lay straight anymore. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and use my blade. Let's see how more successful this is. You never know. Okay. Much better. Use okay, Tim Holtz Pokey Tool. Okay, now I'm going to finish up putting my score tape on, and I will return. Okay, now that the score tape is on, and if you have your glue and your napkin of choice, then I am going to lay down this napkin. Let's see, I want some blues. So I want to start laying this down. Let's see, I've got to unfold those little edges. I want to lay it down. I should have turned my overhead fan off. I'm going to start smoothing that out over my tape. Okay, just like that. Okay, let me turn this overhead fan down. Oy. Ouch. Ow. Oh, goodness. Ow. Oh. I don't know if I've mentioned that I am disabled. My knees don't work very good. I had 3 knee surgeries, and now doctors want to remove them. Okay, so now what I want to do here is go ahead and just trim this off. Let's see if tearing it would be okay. Well, maybe not. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to trim this down going to use my rotary cutter for that. And this ruler. Guess I didn't press hard enough right here. Save your little scrappy bits, because they make beautiful features on a tag. Okay, oh, that just wrapped around my, look at that, rotary cutter. Hope I did not slice my envelope open. Trying to avoid slicing my envelope. Okay. Hopefully I didn't slice it open. I did a little bit right there, so I'm going to have to glue that end down. One right there. Okay, so now I've got the glue on here, and I want to take my chipboard and see this shiny part. I'm going to have to sand this down, so I'm going to hold this paper will grip onto this a lot better than it would on the shining side unless I sand this down. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it on this side and then sand this down, okay? So if you can see through this, I don't know if you can, I see my lines that I made where I will be cutting this window out, okay? So let me go ahead and glue this down. So I'm not going to use my score tape on this one. That's just going to be a waste. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, okay? So let me close up this envelope. Oh my gosh. I don't know with these nozzles. I don't care for this glue. It likes clogging. Okay, so now let's glue down some. Okay, I am going to glue this down with Fabri-Tac. Where's my opening? There's my opening. Gosh darn it, this thing too. Or is that the... Okay. Is that... Trying to see if these... Yeah, because when I squeeze it, air is not flowing. What is going on? Maybe because my craft room was cold while we were gone in Kentucky. That's my opening. See, with the Fabri-Tac, I just run over it with a very thin layer. And I try to gauge probably about 3/4 of an inch, because that was our border, right? About 3/4 of an inch. Just make sure I have enough. And this thing will give you some wiggle room. I'm just going to set that right there along this, and then okay. Now I'm going to cut this off. As I was asking everybody, happy crafting. I didn't get to do anything. It was so busy, but that's okay. I spent so much time with the youngest one, Victoria, for her birthday. She's the baby. She just turned 4. Okay, I'm just going to keep running this over until this thing is cut through. See how much easier that is for me than to do scissors. I just run this down. Oh, come on. Okay, so where's my opening? Here's my opening of my envelope, okay? I'm going to have to glue that down. Let me wipe this thing before it clogs even further. Okay. Now, set that aside. I can find a blank spot. Okay, now I have my Sharpie pen right here. I'm going to find my corners. Got my corner here. You can see I'm marking a dot so I can cut 3/4. Cut along that, use these dots as a measuring. Where's that one at? I think it's like right there. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, now let's cut this out, okay? Using my ruler, lining up these dots to cut this frame out. There and there. Can you guys see that? Should I have zoomed you guys in? Okay. Being mindful of where my dot is, and I'm stopping right there. Let's see. Yep, that's cut that through okay. Here's my black dot. Oh, I need to make that one darker. Ugh. 'Cause I can't barely see that dot. There. See, my rotary cutter won't work because if I did, I might have that chance of running off over here. And so I'm using my, I don't know what you call this, your blade cutter. I'm holding this blade close enough to the edge of my ruler. And run it through again. Okay. Hoping that cut through. Yeah. Oh, not quite. Better. Yeah, not quite through. Okay, I'm filling my mat underneath now. Okay, I felt my mat. I felt the blade touch the mat, so I knew I went all the way through. Fill my mat. Okay. And then this side. Okay, just making sure you guys are in frame. Fill my mat right there. Okay, let's see how we've done. Oh shoot, almost. See, and look, you have this window for another feature and this leftover napkin. I cut that when you go to the back and cut this. I think I started to cut my frame real uneven right about there. Let's pop this out. Nope. Okay. little pieces of paper that I did not cut through. Let's see. Just sliver that off. Yep. A piece of paper right there. Another little piece of paper right there. There. Okay. So there is our frame. And here's our opening. And I accidentally opened that up. Can you imagine that? Can you see that? Alright, so let's just take a bit of glue. And close up that frame. And I need some over here. All right. Now, I sliced that up, so I'm going to have to close that up. And then over there too. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's do the same for this side. A bit too much glue. Now, oh goodness, this glitter glue. Is it just me, or do you guys have problems with this glue too? Now, let's take our insert, and we're going to insert it. Ooh, let me make sure that that glue stays dry. And there's my, okay. So now, I'm going to slide this through here. I can get it in here. Come on. Yikes. Okay, I know what the problem is. Son of a gun. Okay, so I have to cut a sliver off here because when I glued this shut, where is it at? This end right here, the glue has somehow shortened the width of my frame. So now which doesn't matter, I just need to make an adjustment by cutting off just a sliver on each side. Actually, I'll cut off more on this side because if you could see, I've got more of a botanical feature there on that end. So I'll probably cut off about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. There. That should work. Come here. Okay, here is our frame. Okay. Then let's see. Which way do I want up? Yeah. Let's just see. I have to do it the other end. Yeah. I want that orange flower in there. So, slide this back in. Yeah. Perfect. So there's our window. Okay. Let's zoom back out. There's our window feature. Okay. Now it's substantial. Okay. And again, we've slid it into our envelope pouch like this. And then where's the other part? Voila. Right here. So here's this. Okay. This is this beautiful cover feature. Okay. Hang on, let me pause and get my eyelets out, okay? And I'll be back. Okay, everyone. I'm back. So I cleared up everything and I got my 5 little eyelets out and I'm going to set the holes. Okay. Now, I have already, in the previous video, showed you that I used the 3/16 hole, and I've already measured how far I want to go in. And if you see here, let me zoom you in. I have already set it to this. Well, I thought I did. Well, let's see here. Nope. I need my hole. I must have used it on another project. Okay. Let's see if this is it. I set it at 1/4 of an inch in. Nope. It's about 2/8 of an inch. And that seems right. I'm trying to measure this thing to make sure that my hole was dead on. I'm pretty sure that that's it right there. 2/8 of an inch in. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have that set, if you don't have a hole punch like this, the crocodile, you can get one of those simple handheld ones, the small ones that are just not like this, you know, and then get like a little icelet setter kit where you hammer it in. So I want to make sure that I have lined up my holes where I want it, like right, yikes. Well, actually about, let's see, let me measure where I set my holes. If this was the center, okay. Let me get this on there, right. Did it 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. Okay, so from here, so we know that this is make sure that the orientation is correct. I have 8 3/4, okay? Lay that down. This is where my this is lined up. Okay. I'll get this right. This is just in my way. Make sure that that's lined up really good right there. So I lay this down to measure it. It's accurate. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. My mat just won't keep, this thing won't keep sliding. It won't stop sliding, I mean. Excuse my fumbling verbiage. Okay. That's the top, wrong way. So I need it to go this way. Ay, 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 ay. I'm a frito bandito. Oh my goodness. Let's just watch paint dry, please. Goodness gracious. I just want to make sure that this lines up with these holes that I already have in this spine. That looks about right. So I'm just going to go ahead and come here, zoom you in. I'm going to go from this center, and I'm just going to go straight up and make a little line mark. Go from here to the center of this eyelet, make a line mark. From here, make a line mark with the pencil, because you can just erase it. Otherwise, it's just going to get punched out anyway. Line mark. And a line mark. All right. Making sure that these marks are visible. Okay, where did that one go? Okay, I see that one, I see that one, and I see that one. Okay, so now that we have our eyelet set, I am going to push this plastic, laminated, not plastic, or it could be plastic that's laminating. I want it butt up against this here, because I'm going to set the eyelets through this, because it's not going to be removable. Okay? Or do we want it removable? Nope, I want it set in place. I just cut this out so that this would slide in, but I don't want it a removable feature. Now you can, you know, keep it a removable feature, but I'm not going to. I'm going to set my eyelet in here. That looks good right there. So I'm going to come here, find my little mark, center it. I'm going to stick my eyelid in there so it doesn't move. And that's the wonders of this is the handiness of this tool. Tim Holtz pokey tool. Come over here and line that up in the center. Aye. Okay, let's clear this away. Let's clean up this eyelet. This little punchy thingamabob. This doesn't clog it up. There we go. Get that out of the way. Nope, we need that back. So I need to set these eyelets. Now, you're wondering, well, you've got this here, not covered. Well, what I was thinking on doing is taking my acrylic paints, and I'm going to paint this back here. I'll probably do like a blue, yellow in some spots, and then put a white acrylic paint over it, and then I want to apply some a crackle thing so that it cracks the paint. So that's what I'm going to do. And I can do that, yes, with the laminating sheet in there, because I will even paint over it. Doesn't matter. I can paint over the interior of this eyelet. It wouldn't matter. I'm setting these nice and firm. My other eyelet. Okay, now let's set these in place. I probably should have painted, in hindsight, all of this, right? But I didn't think that far ahead. You can always prep your back before you set your eyelets in. Which would be a good idea, right? See, these cheap eyelets, though, when I buy in bulk like this, it doesn't fan out like that the way it should, like this one. That's a perfect setting right there. But look at these, how these others set. So when you have these sharpie little edges, I just take my little and then hammer it down so that you don't get cut, or whatever fabric, seam binding or ribbon you're using doesn't snag on it and tear. So just slightly bang that, and sorry for the noise in your ear, but here's this feature, and now you see this overhang right here, and we're going to just go ahead and trim that off. Okay, so let's trim it off right now. Voila. And there we have it, you guys. And then while I'm off camera, I will then, see, it's all lined up. I will do the back cover, because it will have this feature as well. Okay, this window. So this is our cover. Okay, and I will apply paint and do like a crackling type thing feature out here, like I mentioned to you for this inside. And then when I come back, we'll show you what we've done with this so far. Okay, and then we can start making our journal for the interior of this. Okay, so this is your mailer. Okay, now again, please, you guys, if you don't have laminating paper, take a decorative paper, you know, and then use it to slide inside. If you have tracing paper, if you have a printer, print like in my, oh, I don't remember what that video is called, but I did my Asian one that I'm doing with the Artie Mays Andrew Allen's kit, is that you can use a tracing paper or vellum to stick inside here. And if you don't have any of those, get a decorative piece of paper, back it onto a cardstock, and then use it to slide in. Okay, so there's so many things that you can do. Okay, so this is what we've done so far. Okay, I want to thank you guys for stopping in and checking this out. So here's some, I'll be using this for the back cover, and then here's this feature that we've made today. So here's our spine, and then we'll be stringing it up just like that. Oh, let me zoom you guys out. Oh boy, hang on. Okay, so here's our design feature. This is our cover, okay? It's a see-through cover window, and I will do the others off camera. And then the next video we will be making our journals. So here's this is. Isn't that gorgeous? Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. You know, leave that question in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this. And if you like this, please share it. If you like it, like and comment and subscribe. And hit the notification button to notify you that there's another video uploaded, okay? Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you. Bye.